just a couple of days ago because there were 4 games in that series, and if I recall correctly, Dokla was on Sion in 3 of them. Those happened to be the 3 games CLG lost. He looked much better in the Gwen game. We could visibly see the
advantage as far as Inspired being down towards the bottom side quadrant for the clear. Bottom side just got their reset off for their purchase quite nicely.
Oh, and Poom just gets chain CC'd. Wild Growth will keep him alive for an extra second or 2 here, but the auto attack in the air is good, and it's first blood. Weaver's wall into the river here. It does not separate anyone from EG. All 4 players remain on the left side of the wall. CLG is still thinking about a contest here. Teleports are available for both top laners, but the teleports are not unleashed. They have to be on a turret. The Drake goes over to EG, but now CLG are ready to fight. Inspired, still doing just fine. Drops most of the damage there on the clone. Now has to get back away. Contracts is able to disengage as over the wall comes Someday, and the kills are coming through. Supports are dead on both sides, but the rockets are flying, and EG's got to try to get away. Inspired and Someday both barely hanging on as more damage pours into FBI's health bar. Evil Geniuses may have got the Drake. FBI, but he'll just hop, skip, jump right back over the wall. But this did buy CLG enough time to take down the first turret of the game here in the top lane and build themselves up. And it looks like Evil Geniuses are committing a teleport from JoJo to see what they might be able to find. Luger is excited, firing rockets into FBI, who now has to retreat. Evil Geniuses wanted to go for a collapse, but they're too scattered, and CLG is regrouped in the Drake now.
Exactly. Poom got a face check.
Poom face checks, but he sidesteps the charm, and now Contracts is ready to chase down the enemy mid laner. Vulcan wants to get away with the quickness, and JoJo is trying to use the ulti charges to find his own escape. They flash in, and Poom gets the kill. JoJo's back in the dirt, and CLG's back in the driver's seat.
I actually wish for the last minute we had like a turbo zoom out to see the entire map, because there were so many funny little things going on that you could tell. They defend their dragon, plus they get the chase down kill onto the Ahri, and they get the damage onto EG members if they're all a screen apart from each other.
True.
That was the genius of it all as Palafox is going down.
Yep, Inspired, good job. Inspired looking maybe for an opportunity to go for a wraparound here. Contracts just jumps right into the brush, while Dokla's gonna be soaking damage from the other 4 players here on EG. You got one isolated guy on either side. Dokla's able to disengage now as Contracts still looking for the extra damage here on Inspired. Someday swoops in, Luger's down, he's gone. CLG lost the only guy they couldn't afford to lose, and Evil Geniuses wanna get some more. Poom sidesteps a charm, but it's already
so beneficial for the Evil Geniuses. Really good heads-up play there from Someday.
In the team fight, everything's already done. Cut your losses if you're on the side of CLG as JoJo goes over the wall and Poom's the target. Nice killer instinct from Evil Geniuses. Should set him up here for a kill. Poom's still somehow alive. That took way longer than it should have took. And now Inspired and JoJo and everybody else on EG's got to try to get away. Inspired's trying to spin to win, but Contracts is having none of it. Shut down back over to CLG's jungler, and it'll be 1 for Luger, still keeping his distance. Dokla charmed up here on the front line. Baron's still at about half HP. Inspired will be back alive in about 5 seconds. CLG are trying to commit, but EG want to push him off. FBI pops the ulti. Zeri's ready to go, but Poom's joined back up to reinforce the counter logic gaming line. Someday's gonna be hit by the ulti coming out of Sion, but Someday now re-engaging, looking for the valuable targets. Dokla's burning away, but Contracts goes on a rampage and FBI is dead. CLG still fighting as Someday stays alive just barely. Seismic Shot finally takes him out, and Contracts is gonna be caught on the back end of the fight. Decimating smash over the wall does a whole lot of nothing, and with Luger and Contracts both down, EG are swooping in to clean up the rest. Palafox falls, and Inspired and JoJo are mopping everybody up. It's play. What the hell are you doing, Dokla? They want to start up this Drake, and now you got Vulcan ready to go in. They're going to lock down Contracts as he tries to engage. He pops the stasis to survive. They throw out a little bit of that defensive crowd control, trying to get their man back out. But it's EG still on the Drake. They want to secure the soul right here. Down to 1,000 HP. There it is. Secured by Inspired. Dokla wants to engage, but Someday, again, finds a target. This time it's only Poom, but Luger's in the middle of everybody. Luger's going down. EG found the AD carry, and now what in the world is CLG gonna do about it? FBI gets found in response, and Palafox is still alive. Vulcan and JoJo want to go in. Vulcan gets the knockup, and Palafox is not long for this world. JoJo doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, and Inspired finds the kill. Absolutely clutch from the Evil Geniuses jungler. Dokla does not have the damage to do much else. They're gonna stagger the death timers. They're just gonna keep him here and screw with him a little bit. It's an ace for EG.
Geniuses on top of the soul are able to get the last of the outer towers remaining.
To the Baron. Contract's looking for the opportunity to steal this one away. He knows that they're going to need to do some sort of a crazy move at some point here. Contracts goes over the wall. Contracts goes into the ground as Dokla now finds himself caught in the middle of 5 Evil Geniuses players. It could take him a while to clear this. Okay, Sion's just going to go ahead, flash out. Dokla leaves this behind, but it will be Baron plus a kill on the enemy jungler going the way of Evil Geniuses.
What a fun game, Flowers. It's been a while since we've been able to preach about the Evil Geniuses team fighting.
You had JoJo and Danny just outperforming everybody mechanically on these carry rolls. You had Inspired and you had Vulcan being able to find the engages and the angles over and over and over and over and over again. And then you had Impact in the top lane constantly being the rock.
The map is very dark though, especially in red quadrant, so Boom's got to be super scared there.
He can be super scared or he can be super dead. Either way, Evil Geniuses are happy about it. Contracts has to retreat back over the wall into the safety of his base. 1.5 minutes on this Baron buff, and EG are looking to find even more.
Gotta train yourself to look for these little jungle pets now. Junglers, I know, I definitely relate. It is very annoying when your little jungle pet gives you away, but people should be training themselves to look for these as well.
Should be training their pets better. Yeah, stay in the bush.
The pets don't fall. It's really annoying because if you go up next to a wall, never mind.
We already got the fight breaking out. Dokla finds himself caught, and I don't think there's any way out of it now. Inspired goes godlike. Incredible performance from him here in this first game. Someday, all the meanwhile is just smacking on the mid lane tier 3 turret, setting them up for the next objective, but they might not even need it. With a 5v4, they're going to look straight for Nexus turrets now. Evil Geniuses wanting to end game number 1. First Nexus turret about to die. Contracts can't get any sort of an engage angle as Palafox throws out the Weaver's wall. Someday he's going to be knocked back into the team, but he finds the knockup on Luger, and that's all you've got to do. CLG collapse, and Evil Geniuses show us that they are ready to go. Lower bracket start or not, they started with a good win here against CLG. They'll pad the stats a little bit. Got to make sure your momentum's ready. Got to make sure everybody's feeling it. Grab another kill there onto Contracts. Go for some demoralization. Evil Geniuses 21-9, 10,000 gold up, 4 drakes to 1. Just end the damn game. I'm getting tired of talking. Hit the Nexus. Dokla's going on a magical journey to the middle of nowhere, and he ain't even playing Bard. GG! Evil Geniuses win the first one.